evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Andrew Antwi, a freshman in the LeBow School of Business, double major in Marketing and Business Analytics from Ghana, and I'm here to tell you my story. Woo! I'm going to start off with a little activity. I want you to take either one of your hands and put in your eye. Look to the left, look to the right, and look around you. Now we're going to do the same thing without the hands and look around you. Perspective, perspective, perspective. Growing up as a kid, I always had a fascination with pirates and their complex storylines. The one eye closed, one eye open, and their complex storylines. They were always the villains, and I never wanted to be them. I never wanted to be the pirate. But as I grew older, I realized that I was becoming a pirate. I was acting like a pirate. One eye closed and one eye open. And that is when the pirate syndrome was birthed. I've been in boarding school for 9 years, in college for almost a year. And through these experiences, I came up with the pirate syndrome. So you might be wondering, what is the pirate syndrome? Well, the pirate syndrome is the inability to look beyond a singular perspective. One eye closed, one eye open. You looked around you. Your two eyes were open, you looked around you. There is a difference without one eye closed. So I'm going to take you on a journey on how I got the pirate syndrome and how I'm surviving with the pirate syndrome. So imagine an 8-year-old boy coming back from home in 2008, excited. And then his parents tell him, Andrew, we're taking you to boarding school. A good 4 hours away. I think that's an estimation, that could be estimated between that could be estimated between Philadelphia and Ohio. You can imagine. So I grew up in the capital called Accra, and I moved to Ashanti region where I went to boarding school. When I went to Ashanti region, in that boarding school, I had my own room in Accra, and now I had 10 roommates. I had my own bathroom, and I had to share my bathroom with 10 different people. I had my own meal plan, anything I wanted back at home, but now I was forced to eat what the school wanted me to eat. Seeing all these people around annoyed me. I wasn't used to it. So I was forced to talk to people everywhere, from the bathroom, to the dining hall, to the kitchen, to the corridors. I asked myself, why do I have to talk to all these people? Then what made it worse was that these people had misconceptions about me. Being from the capital, they assumed, oh, because Andrew comes from Accra, he's probably too modern for us. He's uncultured. That surprised me because many of these people that were talking about me had never stepped foot in Accra. And I wanted to talk to them, but then no one listened to me because they had that conception, they had that patch in their eye about my culture. In this same school, I met people from all around the world. I had friends from Lebanon, India, China, Nigeria, you name it. And meeting all these people, I would experience different attires, saw different attires, experienced different flavors of food, heard different accents and different dialects. And this confused me. I had a lot of ignorant thoughts against them, but that was quick to change when I started talking to them, started learning about their stories, and slowly my patch was coming off. Slowly my patch was coming off. 3 years in Kumasi, I moved back to Accra. Now coming back home, I thought after 3 years in Kumasi, my patch is fully up, I'm fully happy, I'm ready to survive anything. No. In my first week in my school in Accra, I told people that I came from a school in Kumasi, and they started laughing. And I said, why? Why are you laughing that I came from Kumasi? And they said, oh, because you're uneducated, and you're too bush, as we'll say it in Ghana. That surprised me. But then as someone whose patch was off, I should have educated them. But rather, what I did was assimilate to the stereotype. I decided lying to people. So when people asked me, what school did you come from? I told them, oh, just a different school in the crowd. And that made me feel good for that time. But looking back, I'm really embarrassed to have said that because I allowed it to go on. In this same school as well, I met people with different religions. Growing up as a Christian, I was told to believe anything that wasn't Christian wasn't good enough. But then in this society, I met Muslims, I met atheists, I met other religions, people with other religious beliefs. I started talking to them, I started understanding them. These stories helped me shift my perspective. Slowly, my perspective was changing. So in the last 6 years, my perspective was evolving and evolving. But my patch was never fully off because I ended up in America. Yes. So in 2015, I moved to America to a boarding school in Virginia called Christ Church School. This school was in the middle of nowhere, and it was in Aruba, Virginia. And in here, for the first time, I wasn't just Andrew Antwi, as I was known in Ghana. Now I was Andrew Antwi, the Black African. That was strange, because in Ghana, I was just Andrew Antwi. But then now I had to fit into different glasses to introduce myself. In this same school, I met people from different cultures and different languages. And the way I started to make friends was with people from the Spanish, people who spoke Spanish. And I remember when I saw them, I'll just start this line. Tengo muchos amigos en este mundo, porque quien más me gusta se llama Juan Carlos Mendes. Which translates, I have a lot of friends in this world, but my best friend is Juan Carlos Mendes. Don't get me wrong, I had no best friend at that time, and I knew no one called Juan Carlos Mendes. But it sounded good to me. So after using this name for a while, after using this, they were like, oh my God, you don't only speak English, you speak Spanish? How did you get to America? Because you apparently come from the African country. Yeah, the African country. Point of correction, Africa is a continent, it's not a country. And then they asked me, how did you get here? Did you fly? Did you walk? I told them I flew. They were like, oh my God, you flew. Yes, I did. Then it was surprising, speaking English and being educated, that surprised them. So this thing made me angry because I was wondering, why did I know so much about them, but they knew so little about me? So I turned this anger to help them. And it was in this school that I birthed the pirate syndrome. We had little seminars where people came together and started sharing their own stories, telling them about their different cultures. Someone comes to Saudi Arabia and tells them, I'm more than a terrorist. Back at home, I have friends, we have families, we like dates, we come here, we fast, we do all these things. We're learning about these different cultures thanks to having the pirate syndrome seminars. And these little seminars were slowly shifting perspectives. In the same school as well, I got the opportunity to travel to India. And before I went to India, I had some stereotypes in my head that, oh, Kerry, Bollywood, elephants, you name many of them. All these stereotypes were in my head. Overpopulation, let's not forget about that stereotype. But then when I went to India, one of our teachers told us that we were going to be living in a village called Agora in the Himalayas. And Mahatma Gandhi said, if you want to know the heart of India, you go to the village of India, the villages in India. In these villages, I stripped myself of all these stereotypes and I started to connect with the locals, having meals with them, going out with them, hiking with them, farming with them, doing all these daily things with them. And slowly, I started to hear their stories. Their stories were more authentic than these stereotypes because I allowed myself to learn. Because I removed my patch and I allowed to see the full picture. As I came back, I used this knowledge from India to help educate my friends on the different culture. I wasn't Indian, but then my experience in India helped me to remove people's patches about India. Ladies and gentlemen, we all have so many patches on our eyes, but how do we get them off? The first thing we need to start doing is stop hearing and start listening. Growing up, we hear all these things from the media, from the radio, from our friends, and we think that's the perfect one. We need to start listen and start reading and start going beyond. In this same statement, as I came to Drexel University, I remember it was a winter morning, happy, going out with my friends. Then in that winter morning, I was surprised to see so much green around. There was so much green on the winter morning, and I was wondering, is it spring yet? It wasn't spring. And then I started to smell alcohol in the atmosphere. And I asked my friend, what day is today? Oh, it's St. Patrick's Day. And so, what is that? What day is St. Patrick's Day? It's like, oh, I know, just the day we wear green and drink alcohol. I said, cute. So I went back home, did my research, and I realized this was an Irish holiday to celebrate the Irish Catholic culture. Now, with this knowledge, my patch was off, and I felt enlightened. Another festival, another holiday that caught my eye was Cinco de Mayo. In America, Cinco de Mayo, everyone wants to be Mexican for a day. Put on their big hat, drink margaritas, and start shouting and trying to speak Spanish. But then the next day, you turn on the TV and you hear people talking about these people from all these different cultures. We're at a point in our lives where we are culturally, where we feel like we need to be appropriate in certain environments, not necessarily appreciate these cultures. We need to appreciate these cultures and not just appropriate them. With this knowledge of cultural appreciation and cultural appropriation, it happens to many minorities. We get people picking and choosing from what they want from us, and they don't want to know the full picture. So with this, I take you to empathize more. We need to get out of our bubbles. We're too comfortable in that bubble, that smoke. You need to get out of those bubbles and empathize more. Put yourself in those shoes and learn about their stories. I know traveling is not a privilege for everyone, but if you get the opportunity, travel, travel, travel. Because traveling opens your mind. Traveling helps you take a patch off someone who doesn't know. Not everyone has the opportunity to go there, so if you have, come back and take off someone's patch. And lastly, I would like you to reflect. Reflect. Yes, reflect. Many of us just like going about our day, going to classes, coming back, sleeping, and not even thinking about what we did in that day. Those interactions we had, those claims we had. We need to start reflecting and evaluating our thoughts and our words. And this eventually will shape us. You, yes you're a pirate.
Yeah.
Yes you're a pirate. You, yes, you're a pirate. Ladies and gentlemen, we are all pirates. I am a pirate. Yes, we are all pirates. The patch builds walls. Take off that patch and let's build bridges. Thank you.